Okay, people, it's time to talk a little bit of that One Piece greatness. We got 2 chapters to cover in this video. We got chapter 10:19 and 10:20. But something that I want to start this video off saying is that Luffy's next power-up, his next gear, whatever it's going to be, has to happen, and it needs to happen with this next bout against Kaido, because at this particular point, just think about it for a second, like, Luffy has caught multiple L's at the hands of Kaido. I thought, honestly, that the last bout that they just finished having was going to be the end, that Luffy was going to figure out a way or something was going to happen where he finally catches the W to Kaido, but it didn't happen. Luffy got laid the hell out, and since then we've seen that he's been recuperating, things like that. But Luffy's next gear, power up, whatever it is absolutely imminent, and I gotta stress that it needs to happen next one. Like, I don't know, like, and I really want you guys to share with me right now. Comment down below, let me know, how would you feel if Luffy went up there and got bodied yet again? If Momonosuke turns into a dragon, wraps around him, flies up there, and Luffy once again gets dusted off, this time alongside Momonosuke. Like, that can't happen. I don't think Oda will even do that at this point, because come on, fam, like, you wanna really make Luffy look silly at this point. Like, we already caught multiple L's at this particular point. We can't afford another one. And yeah, I mean, how long has it been since Luffy's had a new transformation? Like Gear 4, we finally got to see that in Dressrosa. Since then, like the fight against Katakuri, we had, you know, the extra transformation, the Snake Man, but it was still a part of Gear 4, which Snake Man is probably one of my favorite looks that Luffy has had. Like Gear 2nd and Snake Man Gear 4th are my 2 favorite forms that Luffy has had, but we need that 5th gear. We need that now. Either that or we need a combination of some sorts between Luffy and Momonosuke realizing the strength of his dragon form. But we got a lot to talk about, so before we even jump to all of that stuff, let's talk a little bit of that One Piece Rematch. Yes, people, we've got to talk about it. We've got to do it. Let's do it.
No matter how you move, get it done. No matter how you move, get it done. No matter how you move, get it done. No matter how you move, get it done.
So, just backtracking a little bit, again, we didn't cover chapter 10:19, and there was pretty significant information there I feel that we need to go over. For starters, it starts off with, once again, Queen is blasting off. He got lasers, and Sanji notices and says, yo, that'd be very useful for Franky. So automatically off the bat, I'm thinking like, maybe somehow, some way Franky's going to be able to figure out that technology and be able to integrate it moving forward, because as you know, even though this is one of the most climactic battles, this is the most highest stakes battle we've had in all of One Piece. I mean, we're fighting, you know, Kaido, for crying out loud, and Big Mom is in the wings waiting there as well. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's all out war. We still ultimately are going to have bigger threats moving down the road against the world government, Blackbeard. We got a lot of stuff still to cover. So yeah, something like what Queen is doing, that would be great for Franky. Probably foreshadowing that Franky or somebody in there is going to be able to get that technology to Franky to learn how to do it or figure that type of shit out, because yeah, that'd be great for Franky. Not that Franky needs it, but again, we'll get there. And we cut to Zoro, that he's about to get the injection and he's a little bit scared, but yeah, that's basically just a way to kind of sensibly, even though you could call it a plot device, it definitely is, but it's basically a way to have it not be complete BS of Zoro just taking all this damage, fighting against Kaido, Big Mom, taking that blast from the both of them, and then getting up and walking like nothing. Obviously, this is a miracle serum, essentially. Again, plot device, but yeah, we still need to see Zoro do more. He hasn't done enough, in my opinion. He's done some great shit. He was a part of a big battle that ultimately didn't end in them catching the W, but yeah, I want to see if we're gonna get Zoro versus King, similar to how we're getting Sanji versus Queen. Let's get it, or whoever the heck we're gonna throw Zoro at this point. I want to see it, and yeah, it's give and take, because again, we know the side effects is going to be that Zoro is going to get all the pain, but it just reminds me very reminiscent of when he took Luffy's pain all those years ago. And Luffy was out cold, and they didn't know how to wake him up, and he just starts screaming, meat! Pause like a motherfucker. And the headliners are still a part of the rebellion, working together with all, you know, the Straw Hats and everybody on the Alliance side. And fam, one of my favorite things that has been going on in the last couple chapters, again, 10:19 and 10:20, was right here. And I was like, yes, yes, yes. I've been singing his praise, and yo, if you made it this far into the review, drop a like for Franky. Drop a like for Franky, because he super deserves it, fam. I ain't gonna lie. He gotta be, when all is said and done, and we, you know, move away from Wano and shit, we gotta look back and we gotta say who really was MVP, and he's a contender for it. Like, yo, what he has been doing, and his battle against Sasaki, one of the Tobiropo, Franky, fam, oh my god. And I've always said, I ain't gonna lie, for whatever reason, maybe it's more of a bias, I don't know. Franky and Brook, because they were the last two to join the Straw Hats, they've never been my favorites. Like, I still like all of them. Like, you feel like you're family with the Straw Hats after a certain point. But in terms of, like, where I would rank as far as, like, my favorite of, like, how much I love them, it's never been quite really favorable, in my opinion, for Franky and Brook. For me, a lot of that has changed. A lot of that has changed in the last couple arcs. Brook shot up where he's basically, you know, clapping Big Mom's cheeks. No. And Franky, oh my god. Because Sasaki is looking a little bit damaged. You see like there's like a scar or something, a cut on his stomach, and he starts doing spins and all sorts of shit. Like, you could tell Sasaki, as the fight is going on, he's starting to get desperate. He want to put Franky down already. And you see he does a hella ceratops, like a helicopter move. He's like swinging and flipping, like he's doing all sorts of acrobats. I'm just like, goddamn, Toei, good luck with animating this shit. But Franky, the astute man that he is, the greatness that he is, he starts to notice, oh, he's getting a little sloppy. He's making a little mistakes. He went backwards. What's going on here, Franky? Got to give him his praise. At every step of this fight, I'm like, woo! It's not BS where Franky is just dominating, because again, this is a Tobidopo. He needs a challenge, so Franky is getting challenged, but Franky's just making move after move, because then Sasaki charges Franky like a bullet, and Franky notices, wait a minute, that scratch on his belly, that cut on his belly is, you know, pretty bad. He's bleeding out profusely, like, shit is bad. I might have a shot at this, man. Even though he's a Tobidopo, even though he's Kaido's people, I might be able to do the damn thing. But I ain't gonna lie, then you add in a little extra comedy, because Franky, you know, he's fighting with the sword, and the sword gets broken, and he uses one of the most powerful moves in all of anime and manga. You go to any series, Dragon Ball Z, Bleach, Naruto, any series, and there's not a move that's stronger than this, to my knowledge, up until this point, and it's fresh out of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, in particular, Battle Tendency Part 2. Is Part 2 Battle Tendency? You know, Joseph Joestar. Run the fuck away. Fam, when he pulled that move, I was like, what a goat. Franky, you're a fucking goat, man. You are. You gotta love this man. And once again, Sasaki charges Franky in that bullet style, and this time around, Franky stays there. He sets up a cannon blast, and oh my god. Because he crashes into Franky, and Franky hits him with a radical beam. And by the way, that panel in 1019, the radical beam panel, oh my god, Oda was cooking there. The art looked fantastic and very well deserved. Like, yo, let's just take a look again, because I got to give Franky his props. I don't give a shit. I don't know if people out there are praising Franky as much as I want to praise Franky, but just think back. What was a very unexpected fight that happened that you didn't expect it to be that good, that emotional, but it was really good? I'll give you a second. Ready? Franky versus Senor Pink. Remember that battle that we all was like, get the diaper wearing motherfucker. Who wants this? And it turned out to be a very hard-boiled battle that we loved. And then now Franky's doing it again. Now he's doing it again, fam. Franky for the win. But then, I don't want to say unfortunately, because this is epic too, but unfortunately, we cut away from Franky, but we go to some epic shit as well. We go back to Kaido versus his daughter, his child, Yamato. Because Kaido tells Yamato, I recognize your value as a soldier. Is that what a father's supposed to say? That's so cold. Like, Kaido, cold, dude, cold piece of shit, I guess you would say. Like, yo, that's your daughter. At the end of the day, why you talking like that? You talking reckless, fam. Like, you know you a goat, so it's hard to do anything to you, but I don't know, yo, she's putting them paws on you, dog. And Kaido says, I worked hard to get that devil fruit, and I never intended for you to eat it. He's referring to the power that, you know, Yamato is rocking there, which I ain't gonna lie, her design, and Oda made sure every time we see her in her devil fruit form, she looks really, really awesome. I love her design, and I'm going to scream to the heavens, which I think it's already confirmed at this particular point, Yamato for Straw Hat. But yeah, I think it's going to happen. It's just like, you know, kind of mirroring Roger's journey with Odin. She's saying she's Odin joined Roger's journey at the last few voyages. That's going to happen, and she looks so good. And yeah, it's about time. Let's get another. We got a sausage party on that boat, okay? I'm done with it. Put a little bit more up in there, even though she identifies as a dude, so there's that. God damn it. Well, I guess we had Carrot on there, but she's a rabbit and I'm not a furry, so fuck. And was it just me, or did you feel the same way when Yamato said, I was hungry, I didn't know what would happen either? That kind of reminded me of like Luffy when he ate the devil fruit, how he was just kind of unaware, he didn't realize it was going to stretch his body out and all that shit. Kind of gave me vibes of that, and maybe that's also why they gelled together, because she kind of has little pieces of Luffy in her as well. And it felt really deep, because at the end of the day, the subplot with, you know, this daughter that's been trying to escape the clutches of her overpowering and overbearing father for a long time, it felt very interesting to look at. It felt very interesting, and again, it has a lot of complexity to it. That's one of the things, and I don't need to tell you, if you're watching this video, you're a One Piece fan, okay? Like, unless you just happen to click this randomly and you don't give a fuck about One Piece, you know that One Piece is amazing, where you got layers of story, you got the overall arcing story, and then the story under that, story under that, story under that, and then where this story sets is just like, yo, yo, there's so much to it as well. There's so much depth of this daughter that is just trying desperately and also taking up the identity of somebody that's, you know, the adversary of her father that he hated, that he killed. And like, there's just so much to it, because she's like, then I couldn't swim, so I couldn't set sail, because we know it's been her goal for a while to get out of Wano. She says, I tried to kill you more times than I can count, and you beat me down, but it made me stronger, and those cups weren't the only thing that kept me on this island. So again, just giving you all the layers of just Yamato's personality in general, and her trying to break free. You could take this and even take it out of One Piece and just apply it to a daughter that is under the thumb of her father, and she says no more. Something though that kind of gave me a little bit of a chuckle, because at the end of the day, like, Oden, you know, he kind of abandoned Wano for a while when he went on his voyage with Roger, which I get it. It's just mainly I'm speaking it out of you know, a funny nature, that like she's like, yo, if I don't liberate Wano, then I can't call myself Oden. Didn't Oden like get naked and like die? No, let me stop. Oh god. Again, that was meant for comedic purposes. I totally get the story. I know what happened with Oden. Relax. And yeah, seeing Kaido versus Yamato, and Yamato in her devil fruit form, amazing shit. I love that design. It looks awesome. Now, moving on to 1020, the latest chapter as of the recording of this video of One Piece. Kaido is basically describing the form that Yamato has, and it's a rare type mythical wolf, and I absolutely love it. I love wolves. I'm a fan of the lone wolf, so to speak, and to see it, she just looks awesome, fam. She just, oh, Yamato for Straw Hat, baby. I've yelled out throughout the years, a couple different people, Bartolomeo, I've yelled out these people for Straw Hat, but I am convinced as well we're gonna get her as Straw Hat, and honestly, I'm more hype about her being a Straw Hat than I was about, like, even, let's just say, Jinbei, but I don't want to dive into that. Y'all know how I feel about Jinbei being a Straw Hat. Love Jinbei. I liked him as his own leader and his own boss, but yeah, different topic. But Kaido says that this is the guardian spirit of Wano, and losing it to somebody that claims to be Oden is painful. So, and that's something that I hope gets a little bit more dived into. I hope they get into the shits of Kaido's personality, because this is a hurt man. Like, take everything aside, pirate shit, One Piece, all of that stuff. This man is really, really hurt. And the fact that his daughter is rebelling against him, there's just so much, man. And again, sometimes I just get amazed when I sit here and I talk, especially when I go a few weeks without talking One Piece and I come back and I'm like, yeah, that's why One Piece is one of the greatest of all time. That's why, because there's just so much depth in every layer of the subplots sometimes really shine. And this is one of them. Like, Kaido, why is he so much that he, even though he's been, you know, just horrible, like, he doesn't understand how to treat a daughter that he probably loves Yamato in a very sick and fucked up way. But yeah, like, there's just depth to this guy too. I hope Oda gives us a really good flashback of him, or even if like the rumors of the next film being One Piece rocks with, like, I would love a dive into Kaido's past and who he is and what led him to being this alcoholic, crazed dragon motherfucker. But he proclaims that's why he wanted Yamato to uphold that title and basically watch over Wano for him, which makes you really wonder what the hell is going on here on Wano. Like, what's up with Wano? There's a lot of mystery. We already know it's suspense, whether it be the sea creatures are around here, or there's something extra, a layer, maybe there's a weapon here. One of the weapons are on this is it an island, I guess you would call it, on this place anyway, known as Wano. Maybe that's why he wants it to be protected, because again, he wants that weapon for himself, or that weapon, it could possibly destroy the world. And he even goes on further to say, this country is a weapons factory, you will rule over it and keep it running. And Yamato's response is, no. I will release them and free them out into the world. And she hits him with a Namuji Glacier Fang Clear Wolf. Oh my god, that move. Just in general, I really like this design. Like, I'm not bullshitting. Like, Yamato already, she's like, oh, okay, yo, she looks dope, I love it. But this devil fruit form, this wolf shit, I rock with it. If you even think about it, yo, it even goes into a political aspect as well. Like, when you get the flashback again of Oden saying, open the borders of Wano, and Kaido's like, nah, fam, we building a wall, fam. Like, oh god, let me not open that can of worms. But even has a political aspect. It has just everything. Again, why am I amazed over a decade in on One Piece and I'm still amazed at the structure? And I know I probably sound like I'm kissing ass. Okay, whatever. Like, it's just how I feel right now. I'm in the moment. And he cancels out her blast, her wolf move with a breath blast. And yeah, that fight is, I'm liking it. We get little cuts to it every now and then. I'm imagining whether it be the next one or the one after that, eventually we're going to unfortunately see Kaido holding his daughter by the neck. Like, she'll be out of her devil fruit form and him looking at her and saying, now you listen to daddy. For the moment anyway, until Luffy shows up and says, get your hands off her right now, bitch. But then another big piece of the latest chapter at the very least, Robin. Oh my god, man. This chapter brought me back, especially some of the stuff of what Black Maria did with Robin, but this really was Robin's moment, baby. Because Black Maria uses a technique, or her peoples basically turn into the people that Robin remembers and cherished most to her heart. So she sees her mother, she sees the professor that was in the library and everything like that went went down when O'Hara went down, and she sees my guy, Mr. Tereshi himself, Saul D. Jaguar, if I'm not mistaken, that's his name. Oh, that was painful to watch. That was painful to watch for somebody like me that, oh my god, those moments, they've made me cry. Like, you know, everybody's had their moments with One Piece where they cried here, cried there. I cry like a motherfucker when he told her, when things is going bad, just keep going like this. Tereshi, oh god, Tereshi, motherfucker. Yo, One Piece be throwing me off, baby. I love it. And I love how Oda kind of trolled us all. Like, it looked for a moment there. Like, for me personally, I just wasn't believing it. I was like, something's about to happen. Robin's about to do something. I didn't believe it. I'll be honest with you, but he attempted at the very least to troll us where Robin's like, oh my god, it's you guys. And you got Brooke in the background screaming, stop, no. And I'm like, no, Robin's not gonna fall. Not this late in the game. Maybe if it was, you know, 300-400 chapters ago, she might have. Not now. I don't even think 300. Oh god, 300-400 chapters would be like chapter what, 700, 600? Like, no, even not then. Probably like 500 or 600 chapters ago, I would have expected potentially that. Now, Robin's come on, man. We've been through too much to fall for bullshit like that. But as I said, Robin already had peeped the game, and she smashed the 3 of them. It was 3 of Maria's people that turned into them using some sort of mist, an illusion mist, essentially, that made them look like those people. And that was painful to watch. Seeing people that you love and care about like that, like that's, Black Maria deserves the ass whipping she's about to get, okay? She deserves it because you don't play around with people's loved ones like that. No. And Black Maria starts chasing Brooke and Robin around, and Robin asks Brooke, like, yo, why didn't that affect you? And a really, really sad and somber answer from Brooke saying 50 years of, you know, me kind of wishing that my friends didn't die and shit like that. Kind of not necessarily immune to it, but I'm used to the pain of something like that, which very, very sad, man. Brooke's backstory, oh my god. How did Oda do it? And he still sometimes be topping, like, Law's backstory. That was a very sad one too, and that was way after Brooke's. Crazy. And then when we see Maria's wand with that spinning flame face and shit, that gotta be something from Japanese folklore, because I remember seeing that a couple of different places. I know definitely one was in Hellgirl. One of the people in Hellgirl, they turn into like a wheels, like a cart and wheels that are like flames, and you see their face and shit. So again, that must be something from like a historical, you know, folktale from Japanese history or some shit. But fam, yo, Maria, somebody throw the little glasses and the meme and shit when Maria gets savage and she's like, oh, what's that? You ain't gonna fall for any illusions? That's funny considering you're dreaming that you're gonna beat Kaido. I was like, that's what I felt like. Damn, Black Maria. Like, yo, you ain't how to do it like that, fam. You a savage. You vicious. You have no chill, and I don't like it. Not to Robin, bitch. And Robin saves Brooke at that particular point, but it does seem like Maria is burning down the castle, and Robin said like, yo, you kind of burning down the castle. What's going on here? Which I do think that's going to play a factor, because everybody, you know, is fighting in there. Probably that's going to be a catalyst to taking this whole shit down. So even though Luffy's going to the roof at the end of the chapter, we'll get to it in a second, I definitely think that this is going to be the catalyst to bringing everything down and wrapping everything up. Shout out to Brooke. He figures out that the wand is a living thing, which kind of makes sense, like it's a real face looking thing and shit like that. And he uses soul freeze, basically like freezes it out and shit. So they doing big things, considering like, and I like that, but I guess it's also like the power scaling, right? Because, you know, Nami and Usopp are considered like the weaklings and shit, and they struggle like a motherfucker against Ulti. So, you know, maybe everything is appropriate in hindsight now, because don't get me wrong, I've been somewhat disappointed in terms of like, okay, this character's not getting their moment, that character's not getting their moment. But if you think about it really, like, okay, so the weak ones kind of, you know, struggled a bit in their battle, Nami and Usopp against Uti. Eventually, you know, they took her down with the help of Big Mom and all that jazz, whatever. So that happened. Zoro was like beasting up there with Luffy, like the big dogs. Sanji, I'm not gonna throw any type of lifeline for that one. Like, that's still out in the open. I don't know about that one. But like, then Robin, the way her fight is kind of like somewhat evened out. Franky, his fight is somewhat evened out. Brooke, like, it's kind of like almost the way it should be, again, in hindsight, because you got to think, Oda does plan out a lot of this shit, I'm sure. It's not all like, you know, writing as you go along. I'm sure a lot of the big key points is set up, and I think that that's one of them, of like, okay, this is how the fights are going to look. They're going to still, you know, the weaker ones are going to struggle even if they get the W. So in hindsight, it's actually working out very, very well. And Maria again tried some tricks. If you think about it, Maria is a little late to fighting Robin in terms of like, you're trying tricks and tactics that aren't going to work on her. Like, nice try. Like, again, she tried the little illusion shit, didn't work. Then she's trying to play some mind games, like, oh, your friends don't care about you, like Blackblade was so quick to call you over here. Like, try the mind games again. Try it again, bitch, because it ain't working. The illusions, the mind games, it ain't working. I mean, she even goes to say that like, you're just baggage to your friends, like they're just, you know, they don't care, whatever. Like Black Maria, Shut up. But Brook leaves Maria to Robin, which again, that's just an extra addition to what Sanji already did of relying on your friend. He's like, you can handle Maria. I'm gonna go take all these ghouls on, which that just added to Robin's point that she even brings up to Black Maria, like, oh, you wouldn't understand something like that. Like, that's a different tier than a type person you are, which again, it's just friendship and friends, trusting friends to be able to do things like that. Like, it wasn't like I'm a bitch, which at the time, I'll be honest with you, I was looking like, god damn, Sanji, really? But I was looking at it from a different angle of like, I just want Sanji to be great. I want Sanji to be great. That was what I was looking at. I wasn't looking at it as Sanji doesn't care about Robin like Black Maria. Go eat a big motherfucking fat... We can't cuss on YouTube like that, mate. And Robin uses Gigant versus Maria, and we cut away from an epic moment. Hopefully we get back to that. Because we see Luffy, he's down, he's like, yo, I need more meat, I need meat. It kind of was very reminiscent to me again of what was more than likely the inspiration behind Luffy and his cravings for meat when he's weak and shit like that. Brought me back to like early Dragon Ball days when Goku couldn't move and shit without, you know, eating because he was so hungry. Same shit with Luffy, it's just he wants meat. And the moment in the end with Momonosuke where he's crying, telling Luffy like, oh, I had to, you know, leave, and Kinemon and Kiku, they were, you know, basically telling Luffy that they were finished off. And the way Luffy treats Momonosuke, like, granted, is because also Luffy is a little bit of an airhead, like, I'll be a little more delicate with children, but that tough love is what is kind of what Momonosuke needs at this current time. Like, you cannot fall apart. Save the tears and shit for later. We are still in the midst of it. And he says it ain't done until I smash Kaido. So, round, what is it, 3 now at this point? 3, 4? I don't even know what round this is, but yeah, the next round is about to come, and we see, which I don't know why Oda added this. Obviously, Oda always has a point with it and what he's trying to do, but we see Caribou creeping around, and he's like, oh, you know, I'm not going to be able to get out of here if they don't win. They better win, which Caribou hopefully has some relevance in all of this, because, like, why waste a page on that motherfucker right now? And it ends with Luffy telling Momo to take me back up there as a dragon. Let's fly up there. So it's going to be like, this has to be the end at this point, because one of the things is Momonosuke needed to be a part of the final battle against Kaido to avenge his father, to uphold the name, you know, the family name and all of that jazz. So he needed to be a part of that. He needed to be there. People need to see Momonosuke somehow, some way be a part of the end of Kaido, the man that took his father down. So that's vital. But I'm scared, man. We need Luffy to open something up. We need Gear 5th. I don't know what the hell it would be, because again, we had variations of Gear 4th, which I want to say that's the first time we've seen variations of a form. Like Gear 2nd was Gear 2nd, you know, him getting kind of pinkish and hot and moving fast or whatever. Gear 3rd was he blew up into a balloon. Then Gear 4th, we get like the balloonish kind of, you know, fighting or whatever. Then we get Snake Man. I think we had, was it Panda or some shit? I don't remember. But we had like multiple variations, which again, we got to get Gear 4th next, right? We got to get Gear 5th next, right? That has to be inevitable at this point, because how else is Luffy going to beat Kaido when he just took an L without it coming across as BS, unless it's a combo attack with him and maybe somehow, some way Momonosuke awakens, or something that's been foreshadowed and set up of how he's hearing things, you know, the voices and shit. Maybe some monsters just come and fucking bite and rip Kaido in half or some shit. I don't know. Very curious what you guys think though. What do you think about the last couple of chapters? Is Franky MVP at this particular point, or you think Robin's about to steal the show? Sanji better get something going. What do you think is going to be Zoro's next move? How do you think Luffy versus Kaido's rematch is going to go? What do you think is going to be the point and the play that Momonosuke is going to have in all of this? And your overall thoughts and expectations for One Piece 1021 and beyond greatness. But that's all I have for this one. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. If you liked anything I had to say or enjoyed the video, drop me a like. I'd greatly appreciate it. And if you want more from me, make sure to subscribe. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram. Hit that bell to get all notifications. And if you want to follow any of my other social media, links are in the description below. I'm ForneverWorld, and as always, people, have an awesome day. And remember the golden rule: anime and manga for life, boy. Have an awesome day. Peace in. And Luffy, next level. Let's finish this guy off already. Enough. Let's do it.